Hi everybody, welcome to the Magic Garden. Today I want to talk about using what you have in your house to garden. I got kind of motivated today on a thing I saw on Facebook, and I hadn't really thought that most people can't get out, or maybe you just don't have money right now to start a garden. But what you do have are 1,000 probably empty teepee rolls, because all y'all are hoarders and you know who the hell you are. These things right here, you guys, these things are going to help you start your garden, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I think it's like one of the most important things that we possibly can consider right now, and that is growing our own food. And no matter where you live, no matter what you do, you have the capability of growing food. Here's the thing, you might not be prepared for this, and you may not have had time to go out and get all your garden needs, but you have everything that you need right in your house right now to start a really good garden. And today I'm going to show you how to do that, and we're going to talk a little bit about tomatoes. So kick back, relax, and let's figure out what to do with these things. Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Nope, not going to apologize for the kitchen nor my appearance, because I'm really not well, actually. Over the last couple of days, this thing has turned kind of ugly, and but I'm pretty determined. It's got me to the point of really wanting for other people to take this virus and your lockdown and growing your own food seriously. Here in the future, you guys, we have no idea what is about to happen, and a lot of us were not prepared for this. I don't know about you, but I honestly was thinking I had like another week to go out and get the growing stuff that I needed, and I was sadly mistaken. But today, you guys, so this is why today's video is pretty important. I really want to show you that you honestly can grow food right now with just the stuff you have laying around your house, and especially these things, because everybody out there has got about a ton of these that you're probably just going to throw away, but I've got a better use for them, you guys. These things make the best planters on the planet. When you use, you can use cardboard in your garden, and it's actually a very healthy medium. When you grow in these are really good for like peas and beans, and when you put soil in them, put a seed in there, and they start to grow, once they're big enough, you can actually just take this thing and plant it in the ground all together. You don't have to open it, nothing. And you know what? It actually helps the plants so that it doesn't go through so much shock when it's being transplanted. So fill this up with dirt, you know, an inch down, put your seed, and just stack them upright. Do what you would normally do with, you know, planters. You're just going to use toilet paper rolls, and like I said, when you're ready to put these in the ground, all you have to do is put the entire thing in the ground, and it will grow around it, it'll grow out. So these are perfect, you guys. Recycle, like reuse, recycle, all that kind of fun stuff, but don't throw your toilet paper, don't throw your toilet paper rolls away, because these things are amazing for gardening. Also too, I've also been told today that like, there's no way to really get seeds if you can't leave the house. Well, there are. You can go to seedsnow.com and they are delivering. Might take a few extra days, but hey, it's worth it for heirloom garden seeds. So that is an option. But if you have no options whatsoever, today I kind of want to talk about two things. One, I want to talk about what you already have in your house that you can use as seeds, and two, how to take things like tomatoes from your refrigerator and transform those into the seeds that you're going to need this year. So with that stated, if anybody out there has a bag of these beans or any dried beans, guys, these are seeds. Most of us that went out and really kind of stocked up a little bit before this whole thing happened, most of us picked up these beans. They're dried stock beans, and almost every single one of these is a seed. So again, if you don't have seeds, go looking in your cupboard. I would bet you have a little something to get your garden started. These are just the same things as the seeds that you get in the store. The only difference is that these are edible once we cook them. So, and the majority of seeds are that way. So listen, folks, if you have these dried beans and you have a toilet paper roll, then all you need to do is go out, dig a little bit of dirt out of your yard, use a little bit of Epsom salt, and bam, you have the perfect garden medium, and you didn't have to spend anything to get it. So I'm going to take a break for just a second, and when I come back, I'm going to show you how to take the tomatoes that you have in your refrigerator and how to harvest the seeds from them and begin to grow them. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how picky tomatoes are, because although tomatoes are awesome and they're a lot of fun to grow, they can be kind of picky. So let me go get that prepared and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so welcome back. In a previous video, I had showed you guys how to take peppers and things that you had in your refrigerator and make seeds out of them. Now, those are really simple. If you missed it, I'm going to link, I'll link that video down below. But in that video, I kind of showed you how to take some, regular pepper seeds and turn those into viable seed product for you to be able to plant. Well, tomatoes, guys, are just a little bit different, but again, today's theme is really about using what you have in your refrigerator, in your house, to get your garden started. Because again, for me, there's just nothing more important in the planet than making sure that all my friends, families, and supporters out there are understanding the basic need for this. So today, guys, I'm going to show you these tomatoes. They have actually kind of gone bad in my refrigerator, which is fine. Not really fine, I forgot that I have them, but the truth is that the more mature your tomatoes are, or any vegetable that you are going to take the seeds from, the more mature they are, the better off you're going to be. What you want to do is you want to find the most mature of your vegetables and use that, because the seeds that you take from your vegetables now, that's exactly what you're going to get here in the future. Just think of them as like a clone of what you already have. So if you're happy with the tomato size, color, and the flavor of that, that is exactly what you're going to get when you do your own seeds. Now, tomatoes, guys, are just a little bit different. They're just a little bit different when you have to harvest these seeds, and the reason why is because of the pulp. So, inside of a tomato, you can tell that there's all this little slimy pulp stuff that surrounds your tomatoes, or your tomato seeds. This pulp is actually an anti-germination pulp that prevents tomato seeds from growing while they're wet in here. So if you've ever kind of wondered why it is that, they don't start sprouting just as a tomato, well, that's why. So what we have to do is ferment these seeds over the next few days to make that happen. Yes, I said ferment, and no, it's not the same as drinking, fermenting. It's actually making sure that all the pulp has been extracted from that, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. Okay, so what you're going to need is something to put your seeds in and a little bit of water. And what you're going to do is you're going to take or extract your seeds out of your tomatoes along with the pulp, or as much of it as you possibly can. This particular tomato doesn't have a ton of seeds in it, but it's okay. So what I kind of want to do is just separate out the seeds a little bit and drop them into the water. And what this water is going to do, and we're actually going to let this sit for a couple of days. And what the water is going to do is the water is actually going to break down this pulp and make your seeds viable again. But it's going to take a couple of days, guys. So what you're going to want to do is once you have your seeds in here, and you're going to want to do this for 2 to 3 days. You'll just want to swish this around just maybe once or twice a day, and eventually what will happen is you'll start seeing all that pulp that's just now sitting at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's just sitting at the bottom, and eventually that pulp will start to rise and will float to the top. Once you've done that, then what you'll want to do is of course drain this really well. Make sure that any of the pulp that was on there is completely gone, and then you'll just lay these flat to dry. Pretty simple, but you are going to have to do this for 2 to 3 days. This is how we ferment seeds, and bada bing, bada boom, you actually have tomato seeds that came right out of your house. So hopefully you got them before, of course, this whole outbreak happened, but In the meantime, guys, this is really easy. And so it's really not going to take much for you to rethink, reuse, and recycle the things that you have in your home. So something else that I'd kind of like to point out, tomatoes can be super picky, you guys. And what I mean by that is they do not tolerate cold at all, like no part of cold whatsoever. This is why you have to start growing your tomato seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before you actually want to plant them. One is because actually you can control the temperature in your house, which makes it perfect if you just want to grow these in a big potter, which you can do in your house, right on your right in a windowsill, as a matter of fact. It really doesn't take a whole lot of effort. You just have to be mindful that your soil temperatures need to be between 60 and 80 degrees. So if you are planting them and you have the little tiny starts and you're about to put them in a bigger pot, be mindful that you can't just take your soil out of the garage that's been sitting down there for a couple of days and plant these. That cold soil can actually destroy the roots as well as the leaves of your tomatoes. So it's really, really important that you bring your dirt inside. Let it warm up for a couple of days. Just make sure it's at room temperature before you decide to plant your tomatoes. Now, once we get to that point, and that's where I'm at right now with my tomatoes, is I've just transplanted them for the first time. In our next episode and along the way, I'm going to show you what you can do with lengthy tomato stems. In other words, those kinds that just kind of go on for days, and how you can minimize that and get a better harvest out of them. And then we're also going to be talking about the little cilia that are on the side of the stems. Tomatoes are actually pretty damn awesome when you start getting into the anatomy of that, but we're going to go into that later. Today for me, it was just really super important that not only do I show you what you can do for yourself, what you can do for your family, but I wanted to show you that no matter what, you can grow your own food in your house while you're on quarantine. And you can trust me when I tell you that your mind will thank you for it. We're just kind of sitting around going a little bit crazy, at least I am, and especially when you need to do this on your own. You need to do this quarantine time on your own and be away from everybody that you love. Your garden kind of brings you to a place of happiness that you're not going to get anywhere else right now. Again, folks, listen, it's really about you, about the health of your family and the future. And since it's really unknown right now, the very least that we can do is just be mindful that this may be necessary in the future. So I can't express this enough. The need to garden this virus and the decisions that you make now in your life are real. And they are impacting everything that we do in the future. So I would really like for those out there, those I love, all my supporters, all the people who watch my videos to understand growing your own food could be the difference between a really positive life or any life in the future, or the possibility of running out of food. So, you can take me seriously or don't. And I'm not a conspiracy theorist to the majority of that. But what I am is I am mindful of what's happening to me and to all the people around me. And I'm mindful of the idea that we have to stand on our own sometimes. And right now, that's it. So, stay home, stay safe. Get your hands in the dirt, grow your own food, and I promise you we're all going to get through this together, okay? Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, if I've skipped over anything, please feel free to let me know. If you have any questions on your grow zone, please. I'm really super bored sitting here at home, and I would really love to hear from other people what you guys are doing. If you have any other suggestions for people about what is in their house right now that they can actually grow out of, or if you know of a different medium that might be just sitting around the house, please comment below, and I will make damn good and sure that I put this in another video, because it is so important that we stick together on this and teach each other how to survive, because we're going to need each other here in the future, and I think this is a good way to start. So if you guys like my video, and if you guys really believe the same as I do, the importance of this, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, give me a share. It'd be great if you subscribed. But just know that this is a network of people helping one another. It's not just me putting myself out there on YouTube. I've actually had a lot of support and a lot of interaction, and I've been educated by a lot of folks out there that watch me. So I need that in my life, and especially right now when it's really easy to get depressed, it's really easy to get in your own head, and it's really easy to drive yourself nuts. Now is the best time in the world for us to connect and be there for one another. So thanks so much for watching today. Thank you for all the support. Again, I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't for you guys supporting me all along. I'm hoping in the next few weeks that I start getting better, and but it doesn't really matter to me what I look like, what I sound like. My determination is at its most hardcore now. I am so determined to help save myself and other people in the future, and I hope that you guys make the decision to do the same. All right, guys, until the next episode, bye.